day, viewer. You're most welcome to the NILE Cast on Westnile Television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day. Every day, my name is Okumuringa Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories, let's first have a look at the news making headlines. The headlines today: Arua City to host Idi Amin Memorial Lecture rebranding the late legacy. Lack of support ravages education quality in Arua district. And shillings 1.6 billion fundraising drive for construction of Oleba Parish Church kicks off. This and more in the NILE Cast News Bulletin. A warm welcome to you, viewer, to the NILE Cast on Westnile Television. Now let us dive into some of the stories of the day. As the days to the Idi Amin Memorial Lecture draw closer, the organizers have promised to go on with the activity as planned. This, according to the organizers, is to provide a fair basis of judgment as the fallen president is negatively portrayed in the different materials which needs to be addressed. Farish Majid reports.
Organizers of the Idi Amin Memorial Lecture insist that the event to remember the late president of Uganda will be hosted by Westnile at the venue yet to be confirmed. The event is expected to take place on the 1st of September this year, focusing on rebranding the negative perception that points to the negative legacy, mixed with lies that mainly blackmails the former president of Uganda, despite his enormous positive contributions to the country. Fungaro Kapsasan, the former member of parliament for Bongo County, who also doubles as the chairperson organizing committee, explains that the main purpose for the memorial lecture is to reshape the negative narrative portrayed and carried in several formats.
We are not going to insult anyone. We are just focusing on Idi Amin. What was written about him and written correctly, we think that this one is correct, it's okay. Now, what was written about him, especially the negative one, which is not correct, we said this one, we identify it, was said this one is not correct, delete it. What was not written and yet he did it, it is outside the books of history. We said there is another one here, add it all together. Then the legacy projects, what he started and were not completed, we say you finish it. And what he started and was completed should remain as done by him.
Idi Amin hails from Westnile sub-region and ruled between 1971 to 1979 as the third Ugandan president after independence. Meanwhile, Asaga Habib, another member of the organizing committee, called on the members of the public not to politicize the event.
I want to call upon Ugandans that we should not politicize everything. Some initiatives are not even politicized. It should not be politicized, for instance. We have had a memorial lecture for Dr. Milton Rodot. We have had foundation lecture for Dr. Milton Obote. We have had a memorial lecture for Justice Kiwanuka. We have had a memorial lecture for Mutabire and the late Bishop of Luhum. We have had a memorial lecture. Why not Idi Amin? Idi Amin has been more than them. You see, we need to have that memorial lecture so that also people have to know, the youngster know what is entailed by what happened and what happened during Idi Amin's era.
The event will be celebrated under the theme, "The way President Idi Amin Dada is remembered should be re-examined, given the negative branding of his image and regime, and the positive contributions he made." Farish Majid, Okumuringa Christine, Westnile TV NILE Cast.
And more in our stories, Arua district education stakeholders are looking for strategies of performance improvement in primary schools after an assessment ranks the completion rate at 12%. Frederick Jamadri reports.
Arua District's education performance in the government-aided primary schools continue to worry stakeholders as the completion rate among learners deteriorate drastically. The district that was known for several years being one of the top 5 in Westnile region has seen its position lost, attributed to poor teacher-pupil relations, low coverage, lack of parental support, as well as infrastructural challenges. This has prompted the education stakeholders in Ajia Sub-County, led by the district vice chairperson, to carry out a rough survey on the factors retarding the children's performance. At Ochi Primary School, located in Ajia Sub-County and Arua District, out of the 314 pupils registered 7 years ago, only 57 have registered to sit for this year's primary leaving examinations. Arima Kefa, the head teacher of the school, admits that majority of the teachers move out for meetings other than attending to learners, hence affecting syllabus coverage.
They registered 57 in P7, but when you go back to P1, there were more than 250 ever been absenting ourselves, sometimes 2 to 3 days from the duty station, not for our personal issues, but once you are called for a meeting, another meeting may be also at a sub-county level, another meeting can be at a district level, and there you will also have some workshops, and this one makes you to miss.
However, the female councillor representing Ajia Sub-County to the district council reveals that there is rampant child marriage in the area and calls for concerted efforts in addressing the peculiar issues affecting the children.
Children complaining of parents. The 2 was also from the schools, especially the teachers. There's so much complaining of teachers being alcoholic.
Jacob Wangwadzibi, the LC3 chairperson of Ajia Sub-County, notes that majority of the schools are overwhelmed with the learners, affecting effective teaching and learning, whereas some of the problems are associated with attitudes.
And certain challenges are specific to certain specific institutions. One, we have come to find, because of UPE, the enrollment in most of these schools is so high that even the classroom blocks are not enough. And when you come to talk about the sitting facilities, it is very calling in some of the schools, where even classes, the lower primary, from classes 1 to P3, are sitting completely down on the floor.
However, Cosma Saikowa, the district vice chairperson, who is also the male councillor representing Ajia Sub-County to the district, asks school administrators to utilize the available infrastructural management plans, while other stakeholders like the parents keep on playing their role.
Most schools do not have the maintenance plan, because these materials, these infrastructures, they get damaged. There is no repair, there is no immediate response to fix the damages. These are causing problems, because the government gives this infrastructure. Once it is given, it is the mandate of the school management committee, school administration, PTA, to have a plan to maintain them. These are some of them.
Ajia Sub-County has 11 government-aided primary schools, which are all in dire need of new infrastructure to accommodate the learners, whereas in the recent learners assessment done by the Westnile Development Association, WENTA, the local government's association in the region, Arua District's average primary school completion rate stands at 12%. Frederick Tamadri, Westnile TV, NILE CAST.
And more in our stories. Congregations in thousands of numbers converged to fundraise for the construction of St. Mary's Assumpta Catholic Parish Oleba Church, worth shillings 1.6 billion in Maracha District. A total of 34 million shillings was fundraised by the well-wishers such as Protestants, Muslims, Catholics, government officials, and the business communities of Maracha District, Koboko District, and Arua City. Osuta Yusuf and Farish Majid report.
Thousands of Protestants, Muslims, Catholics, government officials and business community in Maracha, Koboko and Arua City on Sunday 20th of August gathered to fundraise shillings 1.6 billion for the construction of St. Mary's Assumpta Catholic Parish Oleba Church in Maracha District. Former Director General of Education in South Sudan, Tairi Amandu Karim, who contributed a total of shillings 6 million for the fundraising drive, advised Protestants, Muslims and Catholics to remain united for the development of our society.
adri kanisa si le tama realo si kanisa dale maskiti sizo atama asima andara amamu si maskiti nyorada maskiti la masio si ili luka ningo sio si chairman maskiti sibiri ili luka ni catholic ni asisile irine muso yo ile Christians ki organize maskiti sizore as a common manifest maskiti kanisa sizore se pan romania tidika muki echaso mini awali 4 le pameti aloba de baloro askuni yoba ni ke islamu yondone ya ki islamu ki violent yake amporo like iyo iti fiba dreku ngoni andro ale temini islamu ga atakini eleko islamu iridini asindrisani dini ba amuki andro.
He urged the MPs in Maracha district to lobby resources for St. Joseph's Hospital of Ujo, and he also appealed to Centenary Bank to invest in this hospital since it's a Catholic-founded hospital. To support the noble cause, District Woman MP Honorable Jennifer Driwaru pledged to donate 40 bags of cement and 200 uniforms for choirs in St. Assumpta Catholic Parish, Oleba.
Embodum na embo oromi dere disabiti mupi di mavutiere mo tita amboruti emuzu izizu Oleba Parisia ma simiti ti mufuku kalisu iri ma uniform kwaya vleriti turuiri sanduku bani bazuale ni aribe te 200 mana maybe adre of food Parisia etekima imbodu nasi maetadia lita dimane. Please Father, on 3rd September I'm coming to pray with you and the liturgy is mine. Thank you so much.
The Deputy Resident City Commissioner for Maracha District, Kotevu Monica Koliwa, rallied the general public to embrace government programs like the PDM, skills training, and others which are aimed at elevating poverty amongst families in Uganda.
Members, I want to say thank you so much for the support you have given for the church. Father, I want to thank you for the level of mobilization. You have done it all. And I want to thank the people of Maracha, the people of Arua, the people of Koboko, the people of Westnile for joining hands together for the purpose of achieving the objectives of building God's house. So thank you so much, members. On this occasion, we will still talk about livelihood improvement, because when you are able to make money, then you will be able to give for the church. PDM is here, education is here, skills training is here, all the other program activities are here. After here, let's go back and do work. Go into the garden, do agriculture. The people of Maracha, I'm very grateful with you, because now you're exporters of potatoes, you are exporters of fruits. You are very busy people.
Centenary Bank, which is Catholic founded, donated shillings 10 million, followed by Engineer Gatre Patrick, who donated shillings 8 million. Former Director General of Education in South Sudan, Karim Amandu, donated 6 million. Tom Aliti donated 5 million. Meanwhile, the guest of honor, Honorable Ruf Lematia, donated shillings 5 million, among others. Farish Majid, Osta Yusuf, Westnile Television, NILE CAST.
And more in our stories. The partial opening of Kawenzenti Health Center 3 in Vura Sub-County under Arua District has excited locals with hopes of improved service delivery. Frederick Jamaji reports.
Residents in Vura Sub-County in the parishes of Tilevu and Ajono have welcomed the commencement of health service delivery at the newly constructed Kawenzenti Health Center 3 in Arua District. The health facility, constructed by WIMS Uganda Limited, a company contracted by Arua District local government to the tune of 1.9 billion Ugandan shillings between 2019 and 2021, remained idle for close to 2 years before its operationalization due to lack of equipment, staffing gaps, lack of drugs, electricity connectivity and water, among other challenges that made the community to lock the facility. Now, with the deployment of skeletal staff, installation of some equipments and other essential drugs being brought at the facility commenced partial service delivery in some of the departments, including the outpatient department, immunization, outreach programs, antenatal services, among others, which have given a hope of improvements in health sector in the area. Edomas Yacharit, a resident of Arue village in Tilevu Parish, whom by press time came for treatment at Kawenzeti Health Center 3, reveals that the establishment of the facility in the area has reduced the costs for seeking the services as well as improved the health care in the communities.
Last year we have been going to the Ocean Health Center. Then we didn't get good medicine. If we go there, they will just say we go and buy medicine outside. But when we are coming here, if you see, you take your sickness like that, they will give you the medicine. They didn't go tell you that you go and buy medicine outside. We are just get medicine here. That's why we are saying this health center is good.
Jessica Bako, another service seeker, is proud that once the operations in the facility are fully officially launched by the district, the community demands for health services in the area will be addressed.
They are proud of this facility because, you know, this is also a border. The border of Congo is just near here. People also from there, you know, from Vra Health Center is also very far here. Also Kuluba and Badereko. People are coming here.
Antiku Dennis, a village health team member of Ontivtua village, says the problem of not coding the facility to start receiving consignments from national medical stores is affecting service delivery, and ask government to fasten the processes of coding the facility so that the people get the right services required as of a health center 3.
The government has brought for us this big health center, which is a blessing to us as a community here in Ajono Parish. And concerning the services which is running here, now we are urging the government at least to consider Kawenjeti Health Center such that the services here are services like in other health centers, such that we are also Ugandans, everybody gets the same services like in other facilities.
Michael Ezidra, a senior medical officer who is currently in charge of the facility, explains that community members are positive about the establishment of Kawenzeti Health Center 3. As a result, the number of service seekers keep increasing every month.
We started in the mid of May, and then we handled June, and then July we were able to see up to 1,500 new OPD cases, and with some other health facility deliveries. A few of them because here most of the women have been delivering at home. I think they have said it has been distance related, where you have to move a little bit far to access the facility to deliver your baby. And that is currently what's on ground, but I see there is very high turnout for OPD services. And the other services are picking up, the MCS services are picking up. We have many children, though delivered from home, but we are offering them the immunization services and other additional services that they are.
Kawenzeti Health Center 3, the only latest health facility constructed in Arua district, has a total catchment population estimated at over 11,000, plus an unaccounted number of people drawn from the nearby Democratic Republic of Congo. Frederick Tamadri, Westnile TV, NILE CAST.
And more in our stories. The Lions Club International, in conjunction with Pakwach District Local Government, has commissioned 2 dormitories for children with disabilities in Pajobi Primary School, Pakwach District. Alfred Jawoko reports.
The Lions Club International, in conjunction with Pakwach District Local Government, has commissioned 2 dormitories for children with disabilities in Pajobi Primary School, Pakwach District. During the commissioning of the structure over the weekend, John Bosco Ntagare, the District Governor Lions Club International, said the dormitories with the beds, washrooms for the learners will improve health and hygiene of the learners with special needs. The learners, comprising mainly visually impaired, were very happy since they were trekking from home to come for learning.
During my time as district governor, I received a project proposal from the Lions Club of Pakwach to fund a dormitory for disabled children at Pajobi Primary School. That project required $100,000. So Lions Clubs International Foundation, which is the financing arm of Lions Clubs International, provided $82,000 and the rest was from the community with the local matching funds. Those funds were put together and we got a contractor who put up this dormitory which will house both boys and girls who have physical disabilities, who cannot stand the rigors of walking back home with the attendant accidents, so they can stay here and study. This is an all-inclusive primary school in this region, and they will get education. We believe that disability is not inability. We are actually making a center of excellence regarding all-inclusive education in this area. The children will be able to occupy this dormitory effective next time.
Gracious Oyongrot, one of the learners at Pajobi School of the Blind, appreciated the Lions Club and Pakwach District for their efforts to construct modern dormitories at the school. Nestor Jalobo, President Lions Club Pakwach District, said the structure, which cost over 350 million, was part of their charitable contributions as the community through Pakwach District Local Government contributed 25% of the funds to construct the facility. Jalobo is optimistic that the newly constructed structure will bring hope to the learners after the old dormitories were blown off by strong wind early this year.
Contributed 75% in funding the Pajobi Children with Disabilities Project. The community and other stakeholders contributed 25% as a matching fund. And the project was to construct 2 dormitories, one for the girls and one for the boys, with a side toilet, properly done plumbing works, and lighting arrester. Part of the project component included braille machine for the blind and braille textbooks. This project was launched on 30th of July 2022, and it has been commissioned, fully completed, and commissioned today, 19 August 2023. As Lions Club of Pakwach, Lions Club of Uganda, Lions Club International, we are so humble that we have made some humble contribution to Pakwach District Local Government and the community for funding this important project that is going to help change the life for people with disabilities.
The structure will host over 267 disabled children at Pajobi School of the Blind in Pakwach Town Council, Pakwach District. Alfred Jawok, Westnile TV, NILE CAST.
If you look at the Westnile golf ground, where really so many golfers come in to play the golf, this game of sports that really people enjoy so much, where this ground that is estimated to be more than 100 acres has been one of the places where most of the regional games and also those national games have been hosted here in Arua. But if you look at the encroachments in this field, where so many people, encroachers, have really ventured into farming on this land, and it has really affected a lot of the sporting activities here in this place. If you look at some of the areas down here, you will realize that people are growing a lot of seeds of, I may say, people are growing beans, people are growing all those sorts of crops, and others are planting trees. What does this mean to the stakeholders and the people who are in love with this game? That is one thing really we need to follow up and really have an accountability for all that is happening here. If you look at the small sports that people are now using for playing this golf, it is so minimal that we may not really host another competition of national nature. That is one worry that we will really be having as stakeholders who are interested in developing this kind of game in this region and in Westnile as a whole, and also the country as at large. My name is Frederick Dramadri with Pastore. We have been following up on this matter. We'll be bringing more updates as we go to engage the stakeholders who are responsible of developing this place, and also those that we entrusted this place to be to caretake over this place. Yes.
Meanwhile, Joshua Cheptegei of Uganda has returned home with a medal that he has won in 10,000 meters race in the World Championship that was hosted by Hungary in Budapest. The guy came as a backup for Jacob Kiplimo, who sustained an injury this month, making him to withdraw from the tournament. It's not the first time we are seeing Joshua Cheptegei winning a medal like this. In also 2019 in Doha, that's in Qatar, he also won a medal, and also in 2022 recently in USA we also saw the same man returning home with a gold medal. Away from that, we are turning our angle to the just concluded Women's World Cup that has been co-hosted by Australia and New Zealand, where we saw Spain overcoming England by a 1-0. Taking a look at how the two countries proceeded to the finals, we saw Spain eliminating Sweden on Tuesday, which ended by 2-1. Meanwhile, for England, the rain riot over Australia, demolishing them by 3-1. Earlier on Saturday, we saw the third playoffs being won by the country, that's Sweden, after beating Australia by 2-0, which means the tournament is already done. It is the country, as I said, Spain, that went on to edge out England by 1-0. Away from that, finalizing it with the roundup of match day 2 of English Premier League, games did take place, and on Friday we had one game on the card. It was between Nottingham Forest and Sheffield United. In the game, Nottingham Forest beat Sheffield United by 2-1. The actions returned on Saturday, where we saw so many games on the card. The game between Burnley and the newly promoted side Luton was postponed. Meanwhile, taking a look at how the games went on Saturday, we saw Manchester United being beaten by Spurs by 2-0. Meanwhile, for Manchester City, they edged out Newcastle by 1-0. Still looking at the results of the games that we have played on Saturday, Liverpool ran riot over Bournemouth, coming from a goal down, beating Bournemouth by 3-1, a game in which Mark Allister got a red card. Meanwhile, for Brentford, they were 3-0 winners over the team of Fulham. Another score line saw the team of Brighton and Hove Albion beating Wolves at Molineux Stadium by 4-1. Yesterday, two games were played in English Premier League. The first game was at 4 p.m. between Aston Villa and Everton at Villa Park. Aston Villa demolished Everton by 4-0. The last game that was played yesterday was between the Blues, Chelsea, up against Hammers, that's West Ham. As we saw, Chelsea being beaten by West Ham at London Stadium. The game ended by 3-1, and in the process, Aguerd got the first goal for West Ham and he got a red card. The only consolation goal for Chelsea came in first half through Kani Chukwemeka, the guy who comes from who comes from Nigeria. Meanwhile, those 3 goals for West Ham were scored by, as I said, Aguad. We saw one coming from the Jamaican, that's Antonio, and the last goal came through a penalty scored by Paqueta of Brazil. And we have in one game to be played today in Monday Night Football in English Premier League, as Arsenal, the Gunners, will be traveling to Eagles, that's Crystal Palace, and this game will be at 10 p.m. and the game will be taking place at the stadium of Crystal Palace. I am talking about Selhurst Park. My name is Oraku Benson. With that, we have come to the end of today's edition of Sports News at NILE CAST. Have the best of your moments.
Benson Pastore for the sports news and the sports highlight. And with that, viewer, we've come to the end of the NILE Cast on Westnile Television. Thank you for being with us from the beginning of the NILE Cast to the end of the NILE Cast, only on Westnile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that may follow. My name is Okumringa Christine. Have a good day.